All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into some seriously cool movie magic? We're talking iRobot
Yeah.
today. And let me tell you, this source material is packed with behind-the-scenes gold. I mean, even for a sci-fi nut like me, the stuff on the visuals blew me away.
Oh, absolutely. iRobot, it's a visual feast. And what's really impressive is how they created such a believable future. It's not just about fancy special effects, though they got plenty of those, don't get me wrong, but it's the cinematography, the lighting. Someone put a lot of thought into every shot, and it shows.
Yeah. You really geeked out about the visuals in your notes. The source really hones in on the cinematography.
Mhm.
What for you were some of the standout elements?
Well, the cinematographer, Simon Duggan, he uses this really clever technique of contrasting warm and cool tones to visually separate the humans and the robots. So warmer tones for human spaces, cool tones for anything robotic. It's subtle, but it really emphasizes that divide between man and machine, which is like the whole core theme of the film.
That's so cool. And,
Yeah.
I never even really noticed it consciously as I was watching, but when you think about those USR sets, super sleek, almost sterile.
Exactly. And they shoot those environments with these low camera angles, often with the frame slightly tilted. Again, it's subtle, but it creates this underlying sense of unease, like you're on shaky ground. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Think about the scene where Spooner first steps into USR.
Oh, yeah.
That feeling of being watched, a little off balance, that's the camera work messing with your head, Brad.
Totally. It's almost claustrophobic. Even though those spaces are huge and open, you feel that same sense of unease right there with Spooner.
Exactly.
But you know what we need to talk about?
What's that?
Robots. I know you were blown away by how realistic Sunny looks, especially for a film made back in 2004. Like, the CGI is incredible. The source goes deep into Sunny's creation. What made it so groundbreaking?
Okay, this is where it gets really cool. They used motion capture with Alan Tudyk. He's the voice of Sunny.
Right.
But they weren't just capturing his movements for, like, smoother animation or anything. This was way more than that.
What do you mean?
They were capturing the nuances, the really subtle details of a human performance. Like the way Alan Tudyk's face moves, his expressions, the weight of his gestures, even his breathing. They captured all of that and translated it to this CGI character. That's incredibly difficult to do, even now.
Which is probably why it works so well.
Yeah.
You really feel for Sunny, which you don't get with a lot of CGI characters, even today.
Right. And the source talks about this challenge. Imagine trying to make sure Sunny looks real while also interacting with real sets and actors on a physical set. They were really pushing boundaries back then.
It's mind-blowing, the artistry of it all. It's one thing to have amazing tech, but to actually breathe life into a character, that's something else.
Yeah.
And speaking of artistry, the source also talks about the editing, the sound design. Those elements are so easy to miss, but they're crucial. So, what should we be listening for in iRobot?
Well, first off, the editor, Richard Leroy, did a phenomenal job. He keeps the action going at this great pace, super exciting, but then lets the quieter character moments really land, too. And the sound design just elevates everything.
How so?
Pay attention to how they use sound to contrast the robots and, the more organic elements. The robot sounds are very metallic, precise, almost sterile. And then you have the orchestral score that swells during emotional scenes. This incredible tension between the artificial and the organic.
Wow. Never thought about it that way, but it makes total sense. It adds a whole other layer to the experience.
It does.
Now, the source makes a big claim, saying iRobot was a major influence on sci-fi, like big picture stuff. Do you think that's true? Was it really that impactful?
I think so. I mean, yeah, the check was groundbreaking, but it's more than that. iRobot taps into this deep-seated fear we have about AI. Like, what does it mean to be human when you have intelligent machines? That question was relevant then, and it's even more relevant now.
No kidding. It's crazy how a film from 2004 can feel so relevant to where we are today. With AI advancing so rapidly, it really makes you think about the future, right?
Absolutely.
What would you say is the biggest takeaway, the question the film leaves us with?
For me, it's that question. What does it mean to be human? Especially as tech gets more advanced, will we even be able to tell the difference? It's something to think about as we go further down this AI road.
No easy answers there. Something to chew on, for sure.